Okay, we're ready when you are.
Alright. The bright lights, the candy, the soda, the smell of popcorn that permeates everywhere. Everyone, or the company, everyone enjoys going to the movies, be it with friends, family, or your significant other. Everyone enjoys the thrill of going to see a movie for the first time, and that is because movies are great. But what makes movies great? That is the actors. And no actor is better at making movies great than Harrison Ford. Today I would like to tell you about the career of Harrison Ford and how his unlikely start was the beginning of a phenomenal career with many ups and downs. Today I will preview his humble beginnings and his big break that catapulted him into stardom and his continued success all the way into today. For many who do not know, this is what Harrison Ford looks like. You've all probably seen him in a movie or two. This is him in Air Force One. He had a rough start to his career, and he almost didn't make it. It all started when he went to Ripson College in Wisconsin. Now, he was a philosophy and English major, and he did not know what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. All he knew is that he didn't want to work behind a desk in an office for the rest of his life. One thing that helped mold his decision was he took a theater class in college. In his own words, he said he took the class to bring up his GPA and meet some girls. However, this ended up molding his decision because he grew a love for acting there, and he overcame his own personal shyness for performing in front of others. So after he finished school in June of 1964, he joined the Williams Bay Repertory Theater. And over the summer, he took part in many plays, and he achieved moderate success with critics and viewers alike. But after that time, he discovered that he didn't really like theater because he didn't like having to play the same character over and over again, night after night. So he decided to move to California and make it big in motion pictures. And when he moved to California, he signed a contract with Columbia Pictures for $150 a week. And he thought, oh, this was his big break, he'd make it big. But matter of fact, it wasn't, and he only achieved roles in some television shows and small movies. He hated it, and he hated being at the mercy of big studios and producers. So he decided to supplement his income by becoming a carpenter, and he knew nothing of the art of carpentry, and he completely taught himself by reading books from a library and practicing on his own home. His first break into the Hollywood scene was when he gained the role of Bob Falfa in American Graffiti, 1973. Allegedly, he achieved this role because he was hired by George Lucas, who directed the film, to build cabinets in his home. And when he was there, George Lucas talked to him and heard that he had a background in acting and thought that he'd be perfect for the movie. So that was his first break. But his big break didn't come until he was cast as Han Solo in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope in 1977. Originally, George Lucas did not want to cast him as Han Solo because he had already used him in American Graffiti, and he didn't believe in using the same actors in multiples of his movies because he always wanted to start fresh and be new. But he allowed Harrison to read lines with other actors in their auditions, and when they couldn't find a actor to play Han, and they figured Harrison was perfect for it, and they cast him in the role. So due to that success, he also played Han in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back in 1980, and Star Wars Episode 6 in 1983. His success continued with George Lucas when he was cast as Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark in 1981. Again, George Lucas didn't want to cast him as this role because he'd already used him in Star Wars and American Graffiti, but Steven Spielberg wanted him from the get-go. But they decided to choose Tom Selleck instead, but they could not. He had to drop out because he was in contract on a TV series known as Magnum P.I. So in the end, Harrison Ford got the role, and he also played Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 1984, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1989, and more recently, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in 2008. But his success was not only with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. To date, his estimated box office gross is $3,555,000,000, which is a third-ranked overall among actors. Some other movies, popular movies of his that helped him achieve success is Blade Runner in 1982, where he played Detective Richard Deckard, who is a Blade Runner whose job is primarily to hunt down and kill human-like androids who are considered a danger to society. Many consider one of his greatest films, however, to be Witness in 1985, where he played Detective John Book. In this film, he is a detective who has to protect an Amish boy who witnessed a murder, and due to police corruption, he has to go and live as an Amish person while he protects the boy. For this film, he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. However, he was not only successful in films. Off the screen, he earned many awards and achievements. In 1998, he was People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, even though he was at the ripe old age of 58. In 1999, he achieved the People's Choice Award Favorite All-Time Movie Star. And in 2000, he earned the AFI's Life Achievement Award, which is only given once a year to people with who have given great contributions to Hollywood and acting and stuff. But overall, Harrison Ford has had a successful and long-standing career. He has captured the heart of America, and he has really invented the classic American hero icon. He helped mold it into what it is today. But sadly, many of his classic films and greater works were created before many of us were frequent moviegoers. So they're being lost to time because many people don't like to watch oldies. So I would encourage you all to go see a Harrison Ford film because they're very great and you may find it a very enjoyable experience.
Great, thank you.